And yes, this is the Addictive Sketcher. Show them! If you can hear me, just put a comment in the section. Put a comment somewhere just to make me know you can hear me loud and clear. Just put a comment in if you can hear my voice, because I can't hear you. So just say, we can hear. You know, that will help me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be looking through the comments to see as much as I can if you can hear me. Um, okay, so to start off this demo, I'm going to be sketching Father Christmas. I know after all the drama of this year, it's about time we should have some Christmas feelings in the air. And so it's good for us to have a little bit of taste of this. So to start off, I want to just tell you about my two books that I have out. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I also want to tell you about an article I have in the Artist magazine. So let's start off with the books. So, Addictive Sketcher. If you haven't got this one yet, it's a great Christmas present. It would be good to inspire anyone who wants to develop the habit of sketching. It shows techniques, it has demos, motivational tips, and it makes you believe that everything around you is sketchable, indoors and outdoors. This is purely instructional. You can't miss this one. This is the latest book I have out called Addictive. This is a whole sketchbook of mine. Inside of it, you're going to get every page is packed with sketches. People I meet, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it might just be what will I call it? It might be people, buskers, a statue. It is packed. If you want to be inspired to sketch, just this is an example of what I teach here. So this is packed with 276 pages. A sketchbook is a treasure. You got to get this one too. So it will make a good gift, a double gift, whatever. You can get it on all the sites possible. Search Press site, Amazon. You can even get it from me if you want a signed copy. Go to my Instagram page, Addictive Sketcher. You can get that too. But look, it's out there. Enough of that. But this is the other thing I want to talk about. You can win one of these books if you buy the Artist magazine, and I have a competition in there. You've got to sketch me, but the details are in the magazine, the December issue. Make sure you try and get that. Woo! All right. So I hope everyone's listening and loud and clear, because we're about to have some fun, okay? And let me just check. Oh, someone says we can hear, but they said I'm shouting. Ooh. All right. So that means I'm too loud. Woo. I got to calm down. Okay. So I'm just going to speak in a cool voice. All right. All right. So now this is what I'm going to be sketching today. I'm going to put it up. It's Father Christmas. Let's just put it up. Make sure we get a good view of it. Okay, I think it's propped up well, and I hope you guys can see clearly. I'm going to try and bring it closer, just a bit closer, but I hope it's clear enough for everyone to see. I'm just going to adjust my light too, just to make sure that's fine and enough so I can see properly. Okay, so you can see what I'm going to sketch. So I'm going to be using some Sanguine dust, sepia dust, Sanguine dust, Sanguine and sepia dust. I hope maybe I can stick to Sanguine. It's from Krita Color. I'm going to bring this close. It's Krita Color, and it's just dust. That's all it is. But I'm also going to combine that with colored pencils. I like the thick ones. These ones are Caranda Arch. I'm going to bring that closer. I hope you can see that. I'm just going to bring it there. Grand Arch. It's I think it's in Switzerland made. And then I also have these ones, which are Lyra Fabricen. Um, yeah, just going to bring that closer. You can see Lyra. Yeah, that's so I love the browns. So I've got these two browns and I'm going to sharpen them with a nice cutter. Yeah. So um yeah, so I'm just gonna sharpen this, make sure it's really nice and sharp. I like to give the pencil a good sharpening now. That's just the way I love them. So these two brands, I like them because they're quite thick and chunky. That's what I'm going to use. So the time now is about 6 minutes past 6 minutes past 4, and I'm going to try my best to capture Father Christmas in a sketch, and hopefully we can follow through and enjoy this. The whole point is for you to enjoy it. And if you want to go alongside with me, why not? What a great opportunity to go and sketch this alongside me, okay? That would be great. The pigments, the somebody asked, those are pigments in the jars. I don't really think they're pigments, you know. I just think they're dust. I think they're powder, not necessarily paint pigment, but just powdered, a powdered version of what you probably have in a pastel. It might be pigment, but I don't really know, so I'm not going to make a conclusion. But I don't think you can mix it with a binder and create color. So I'll leave that. So let's go into this. I hope you're ready and I hope you're all set for this. Let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is to be able to plot the face with angles. And I talk about this. Anyone who's watched my demo will know I talk about angles a lot. And the first thing I see that I'm going to pick out is I want to capture the face, the inside of his face. And I'm just going to look at the shape. Watch this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what I'm going to do here. 1. Hold on, let's start from here. 1. Okay. 2. 3. 4. Angles. 5. 6. Maybe somewhere there. And then 7. That gives us his face in a nutshell. Just a very quick representation of his face. I hope I haven't put it too much to the side, but that's no problem. It's a sketch, and that's what I want people to know. Never get bogged down by the detail. Never get bogged down, oh, it has to be perfect. No, 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 no. This is just a sketch. And then I want to plot the middle of his face, the middle. So you see me putting this axis straight through his head. This is the middle. So I'm going to come here, somewhere around here, and just put the middle axis. See me making that axis just to make sure I get everything right. Now, the next step, because I've plotted his face with angles, the next step is the eyes. I'm just going to create the eye level, okay? Just somewhere from here. That will be good for the eye level. And the eye level, I'm going to also need the nose level. So I'm just going to create an area where I think the nose will be. These are done approximately. You've got to be able to just approximate where things are going to be because we need space for the mustache and the lips. And then the lips, or his lips, come in a little bit underneath here. And then I'm going to put that in. And basically, this helps me to kind of get what I call the face and the features, the eye level here, the nose level here, and the mouth level here. And that kind of keys me in to what I'm doing. And I hope everyone's following, because I can't always look to the comments, but I hope everyone's following. Okay, so once in a while, just say yes, you can hear me, and all is well. Now, next thing I'm going to do is to try and plot the structure of his face. And I talk about that in the Addictive Sketcher book. I have to divide the face into the structure. So this side of his face is one plane, bang, and this side is another plane. So I'm going to just put this line here just very lightly, just to make sure I know where things are. And then his eye starts here. This eye, I'm just going to make it a dash for now. Not majorly simple, just a dash. And for this eye, I'm going to put a dash in here, just a dash, because there's not much detail in there. For the nose, under the nose, I'm just going to put some sort of dash, because that's all I can see, a kind of dash right here. And that's what I'm going to put in. So already I'm trying to plot my way through, not with detail first, but with the major things that matter. Now his mustache comes in straight under the nose. I'm going to try and plot that in. It moves across. It comes in. It creates this sort of, it comes over. Let's just say it comes over like that. Comes over, and then he's got one lip. I think there's a little bend in the lip. So I'm going to make that a dark line. And then the lower lip. And the rest is his very, very thick beard. So I'm going to make sure everything from here will be that. Now, so we've got the eyes in some way. We've got the eyes in some way. And now I'm going to try and plot the eyebrows, just eyebrows. So this side goes up in an angle and goes across. And this side, it's a little bit thicker on this side. So I'm going to use the broad side of the pencil and just key that in right there. And so all of a sudden, I'm able to plot the eyes in some way just by getting the eyebrow here and the eyebrow here. And now I'm going to try and get the covering of his hat. I'm just going to try and get the covering of his hat. So here I am here, just going to use the side of the pencil, which is the broad stroke. I'm going to do a few broad strokes so you can see what I'm doing. These are the broad strokes, okay? And I use the side of the pencil to get that broad stroke. So I'm just going to use that and go across, and use this and go across, just easy. Just make it feel like it's gliding on the paper, so it creates that feel to it. Okay, and I'm going to go straight across to where I think it ends, which will be around here. So I'm going to continue that just around there. So in a way, everything seems to be okay. Now I'm going to get the nose, the curve of the nose. It's like a circle. So I'm going to put a circle in there and then join that here so I can get that real nice curve of the nose that comes down. And then I'm just going to make sure I get the cheeks in, which is that line I put here, and out. And then this side has some sort of like cheekbone. So I'm going to create that from the side, just with some hatching. Just watch me. I'm going to move it in the direction like that, just to create some hatching right down there. So that this kind of gives me some leeway. Now this side of the nose, there's another circle in there, just a small circle that gives us the way the nose bends in. And then there's some shade around here, which I'm going to put in with the broad stroke hatching too. So somehow you can see everything coming together little by little. I'm being able to plot this. First of all, remember the angle shape, Then I started putting the eye level, nose level, mouth level. And then I'm beginning to put in the eyebrows, cover that up. Then, you know, I've put in the mouth, and just gradually, everything is gradual, but it's freehand stuff. No meticulous measuring and all that, because it's sketching and I want you to enjoy it. Now, I'm just going to finish this area off with some strokes just there, just straight on. And the eyes, I want to come a little bit into it now and get the shape, just a little ball in there. It doesn't show that much because Father Christmas is aging. So a little, just a little ball in there would do. And then here, there's also a little tiny opening of a ball, just a tiny opening. We can just feel it somewhere in there. And then maybe there's an eyelid and an eyelid, but definitely he needs bags. So let's put those bags underneath because man is really old. We know that. Okay. So gradually, I hope it's all making sense little by little. Now I'm gonna just make sure this dark is dark enough because I'm losing that darkness. I notice I really want it to be dark from the start, just under his nose there. So important that that is dark because it kind of gives us a good feel. And then the next thing to put in is the circular glasses really early on. There's a circle just sits in here. I'm going to use organic lines. I talk about this in my book. Just go round and round until I'm very confident of the whole line. So I go lightly, and then I'm going to come in here where the center is here and keep going. I know it cuts the eye around here, and I'll just keep going. Now I feel a bit confident about those eyes. I just feel that it makes me feel confident. Now I can go a little bit dark in, so I can just go a little bit of a dark, just just a little bit. And I'm not gonna make the dark on everywhere because then it looks too like stiff. I'm just gonna make the darks on a few bits of pieces around it, maybe around here. And in here, just put another little dark in here. That would do. And then another dark here. Just leave that for now. And then let's put the line, a very light line, and a very light line here. And then I can darken a bit of it, and then I let the rest fade off. So you can see how I'm able to plot the inside of his face. Inside of his face, someone says, your way of sketching makes more sense to me than the measuring my teacher tried me to understand. Yeah, your teacher is also helpful. Measuring is good. But when it comes to sketching, I want people to be free because you're going to be doing this everywhere you go. You go on holiday, you're with your sketchbook, and you're not going to be spending much time measuring and measuring. You want to be free, and I want to make sure that people feel comfortable with just being free. If you make a mistake, it's no problem. That's why if you get this book, you would see. I'll show you an example right here. I'm not trying to complete a sketch. I want to make sure I capture the sketch of someone, and if they move, I stop. So this person must have moved. It's incomplete. That person must have moved. A bit of incomplete, you know. Then I try another one. And this is the same lady I've written here. Oh, I've said I'm feeling very sleepy. I'm feeling very sleepy. Don't know why. Um, I'll leave it all and I'm gonna rest. So I think I went to rest on the train, you know, but I managed to put something in. And that's how I love to just capture, you know, people. It doesn't have to be complete, but just capture what you can about them. And the steps I'm showing you now is how I will go about it, but a little bit faster. So let's continue. Now I'm going to go into the nose area and just pick up a few lines. I've changed the pencil now from to a darker brown. You know, I've said I'm using Caran d'Arche and I'm also using Lyra. The Lyra is a bit, I think the Caran d'Arche is a bit darker. So I want to make this very dark. I'm going to use the side again. Just go into it, make it really dark. Just dark. And then inside the eye, just dark. And then around this eye dark. I really want some areas to be dark. The eyebrow around here, dark. Inside here, dark. I really want the line of the mouth in here where he gets really serious, dark. Just a few lines, and then maybe the line of his glasses there, just making some look darker than the others. Okay, let's roll on. Let's roll on. Now I'm going to put more darks, maybe where the shadow comes in, and I'm going to use the broad stroke, but up and down this time. So here we go, up and down, just so it looks a bit painterly, like almost like these are brush strokes. That's what I'm doing now, and I'm just going up and down like this. That's all I'm doing, going up and down in motion, just making sure this kind of comes through. This is how I'd look at anything to sketch. It's like I want to make sure I grasp this. Then under his mustache, even though it doesn't look like that way because probably this is a fake mustache, I want to make it look a bit real. So I'm going to go from the underneath and create some kind of texture, just little snippets of strokes, just on the underneath, just to make it feel, and then use some thinner lines just to go into it. Thinner lines just to go into it. And I'm going to carve that place right in there, just carve it so it feels like it's full of hair. All right, so all of a sudden we're getting the inside of this whole thing, the inside of it. Now we can move across the face and get the hat in. I'm going to plot the hat in the same way of angles. Watch this. One line this way, bang. The next line that way, bang. Whoa, just go, look, goes and up. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Just feel it. Don't want to overwork it. And then I know it's almost like a cone, the whole hat shape. So I'm going to be doing these organic lines till I feel I've gotten to the top, you know, somewhere around the top. This is where measuring comes in, because I want to know where to stop. So I might take how many can I get in? So from the tip of the white to where the hat stops, and I put that where the hat stops, and it takes me to the end of his mustache. So I know if I get from the tip to the end of his mustache, I know that it's supposed to end here. So I'm not going to go above it. So measuring does come in. It kind of helps so I don't go too far, but I don't always insist on that. It was just for checking, you know. I want you to be far more freer, all right? Now, I need to see an imaginary triangle. Look at the imaginary triangle. You can see that imaginary triangle. I start from the glass edge, put that in, and go up. So that would make me know where this comes in. And then once I know that, look at another angle. It goes that way. So I've been able to get that. That helps me straight away to know where this ball comes in, which I'm just going to strip my paper because it went a bit out so I can capture that in. One level of it goes straight across to the top of the mustache, that ball, the top of the mustache. The bottom of it goes under the mustache here. So I know that ball must fit in somewhere here. So all I need to do is to just make sure I fit the ball in straight away, because it will be unforgivable not to get that ball in. It's such a lovely piece of part of Father Christmas. And now I can go for my angles again. Boom, one angle up there. That's the side of it. And then the other one kind of continues to the edge, and then a bit of it comes out, and I'm going to root the top of this too so I can capture a bit more of the hat, because it goes over and whoops, just down. It just drops. So one nice, and then you can see that there's a little bit of a line in between there. Just going to put that through. And I'm just going to put that masking tape over there. So you can see how I'm plotting this. All of a sudden, everything kind of like is taking shape. Just making sure that I'm up to scratch with the time. Yeah, 25 past. I think we're doing well for where we are time wise. Okay, so now let me quickly use the broad stroke again and get a little bit of shading into the top of the hat. So I'm just going sideways now with the broad stroke. Broad stroke, I really believe in broad stroke because it's like using a brush, but this is a pencil, but it's almost like using a brush. So I'm coming this way now. I can bend the brush strokes and go across. This is why I like this drawing. And the Smooth Saunders watercolor paper, Saunders Waterford, this is. It's an amazing paper, very heavy. This one, this is the heaviest. I think this is about 300 grams. It's very heavy, but it's smooth. It can take a battering. Oh, it's a lovely piece of paper, and I think these lovely papers. They are a bit pricey, but whoa, best. So Saunders, the Waterford papers, really, really, really good. And I'm just putting the little bit of shade in there, just a little bit of shade. You can see me putting that shade in there just to make the ball feel a little bit three-dimensional. And then I'm going to make sure it gets a little bit darker towards the end, just a little bit darker towards the end, and then shade it on, you know. And now let's kind of add some lines, some darker lines now to the hat. So here, I'm just gonna change pencils now to the darker one in there. Just flips the hat, and then like a fold, it goes in, and then here it comes out. Lovely. And then this comes back, and then you've got this line. Look at that line that goes straight down there. I've put that in, and lovely. Just around here, I can stop and put another line in there. Let's just stop for now. So you can see how everything's coming together, and I'm picking a few things out. So let's finish his hat around here. The Father Christmas hat, I think I've made it into, even though I used a straight line, but now I want to use the curve, the exact curve, because the angle gives us the curve, but now it's a soft material, so I've just gone in there, and that's okay. I've, covered that. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of tone around the edges, just a little bit of tone, very lightly this time, around the edges, just very lightly. And it seems that the light is more on this side, so here I'm just going to very lightly give it some sort of mid-tone, not too dark, but it just shows that the light hits the middle part a little bit more. That's all. And I'm just going to create some dark hair where the hat goes through. And yeah, we're almost now getting to his lovely beard. Woo! Now this is where I'm going to employ the use of the powder. So I'm just going to get my tissue and get some sepia, the dust, because we're going to go into this with a lot of dust. So I'm just going to really get some, feel of it first. How does it feel on the paper? Because I didn't sand the paper today. I normally sand the paper, so really need to get a feel for it. So I'm just going into the paper now, using this like the background. So it kind of forms like a background feel to the whole thing. Going into the dust, just picking the dust. I want you to see how I'm digging into the dust. That's the dust right there. Just digging into it with tissue, just to help the whole thing, and I'm just going to go by the sides. But when I get to where his beard is, I'm going to change the motion of what I'm doing. I'm going to change the motion, and you're going to see how it's going to almost look as if I'm creating the beard with this ghosting technique. So I'm just going to go in the movement of the beard, just in the movement. You can see how I'm creating just the folds. Look, watch that one that comes out there. Look at that. It's already kind of swirly, feeling like I know what I'm doing, but this is what I call ghosting. I share the technique, but in the book, I mix the charcoal dust with water. I could do that now, but it will get a little bit messy, but I want to be in control of this one, just so that nothing goes wrong, But you can see how I'm making the effects I'm making the effects of um I'm making the effects of the beard with the dust and the tissue, just the beard doesn't have to be perfect. So it's just little bits and pieces here and there. Because I'm gonna go into this and you're gonna see how it's gonna just kind of work. And now I'm gonna go into his face somehow, lightly, and just give his face some tone. Just a little bit of tone. So his face has gone a little bit red too, just a little bit of tone. Because I'm going to really do what I call a subtractive process where I'm going to get out some of the light, the highlights when I've got this. Now, you see how everything's kind of panning out little by little. We're getting into it. I'm going to put a little bit more, just a little bit more towards the inner parts, just the inner parts and around. Just that. That would do. And now I am going to go for his cloth, the garment, with the broad strokes. I'm going to go back with the broad strokes now. Just around the ball, you can see that is dark. So I'm going to just create some real dark shade around here. Really dark. Just make that really dark. Smooth on the paper. The pencil really goes well. It fits that kind of like they like friends, like lovers. The pencil and this smooth watercolor paper. So I'm just going to try and fix in his garment. We don't see much again from here. I think once it takes off from here, the beard is so broad and big that it just flows. It just basically flows. Everything flows. So you see me using these flowy organic lines, just flowing with this. Flowing. And I'm using the side. Don't forget how I'm using this, not the tip. So I don't get bogged down with detail. I'm using the side of the pencil. Okay, so let's go. The side, still going on with the side, bringing a little bit out from here, swirling it, just moving it in the way his massive beard just goes across, moving this. Look at that one there. That's what I'm trying to get into that place there, and a little bit over here, just playing with this whole thing. Just this doesn't have to be perfect. You can just play. I call it play tic-tac-tock with all this, and it will still work. Okay, I'm just gonna come into the face a bit and make it a little bit darker. Add some darks into the face just so that because when I put the tone in, I lost a bit of the the depth. So I'm coming back into that. Just really get this going. Really get it in. Just go into some depths of the face and make sure that it reads well. Let's go into the lips here. Just really darken the top lip because it's really dark in there. Just want to make that dark. And then under the lip, you want to make the beard feel like it's leaving. And make it still dark, but just make it feel like it's leaving the area. And here, like it's leaving the air, like they're creating a beard sort of feeling, and just flickers and flickers all over. Now, here, I want to create some real strong sanguine dust effect, so it's going to contrast the beard on this side. So let's go. Real strong one. I can contrast it. Strong. Really strong. Going really deep now. Really working that dust into the soft, smooth paper. Really get that effect in there. And I'm going to use that same effect for the garment, for his, the red cape or coat he normally wears. Really get the depth of that. Just get it in there. Just really rubbing that dust. Get that dust right in there. And I'm going to add some of that dust into his hat. Just really go into that. Oh, really put that in. So it shows a little bit of contrast, and it, even without color, you can pick the tone and see how it's all coming together. Right, I'm just going to move this to the edge, and I'm going to create some dark here so that you can feel the contrast between where this ball is and the rest of the whole hat. So just going to create some darks around here. Broad strokes again all the way through. Broad strokes. You can see how I'm using the pencil in a broad way. Broad strokes just over here. And when I get here, I'm going to go back into the lighter color pencil and bring it close to the edge of his face so that I can get some real dark tones towards the edges and fade it out. So it kind of looks interesting. Just fade it out, really go in deeper, deeper than his face, and really push it out. And go along the side of his mustache so you can get a bit of contrast in there and a bit of his beard. But all the same, remembering to make sure everything is broadly stroked and lovely and feels good. Now, let's go into some darks on his garment just to make it feel good. So all this that comes down, I'm going to read this as broad strokes. Like going down, got the broad in there. It gets dark here. It's going to create some dark. And it gets really, look at this, it's like a Y in there. So let's go into the Y. Just a Y, make a really nice Y shape. Don't have to focus on the detail, and then blend that out. And then here you just get a wave. You get a triangle in here, just like a triangle. So I'm just going to do that. Get a triangle and another shape around here. And then a wave just around here with the little we can get in. And now, all of a sudden, we've just almost completed the sketch. The dust, yeah, Elizabeth Shaw says the dust works really well. Yeah, that's the whole point of combining the dust with the colored pencil on the smooth watercolor paper. And now I'm just going to try and join these two backgrounds up, moving with the reddish toned pencil with the brownish toned pencil, just to create in the middle, just where they join up a bit. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of detail because we're getting to 38 past now. So I'm going to go, and now for the detail, you can see that I'm going to use my pencil in the pointed way. Pointed, because I'm going to create some text, some lines, some thin lines. So I'm just going to play with the lines all over this drawing now. Just play with the lines in the way his beard moves. Just add a little bit more detail, more interest. Make it feel as if I'm capturing every little strand of hair. But you know, it's all an impression. You just have to fake this as if you know exactly what you're doing. I don't know how many hairs he's got in there, but I know if I make it interesting, the children love it. They'll think, wow, look at that. He's caught everything. It's so detailed. There's hardly any detail in this. This is not photorealism. This is just a pure impressionistic approach of how I deal with things like this. And yeah, and I don't want to overwork it. I think I've got enough in there, enough to keep me going. I'm now going to put some more strokes on his face to kind of bring a little bit out from, the details in his face. So let's start from the eye, using the tip again, maybe around here, underneath his eye, just going in, and then strokes to show the movement. Strokes like the one beside his nose. I'm using cross hatching now. Cross hatching. CJ Smith says, thank you for the demo. I should enjoy sketching now. Whoa, that's good. That's the whole point of this. So here we go. Just going round with hatching. So all I'm doing is going with lines, following the movement. So I get to the nose and I'm going to follow the movement, following the movement all the way through. Just the movement, lovely movement, just the movement. Everything is like, it's like a Rembrandt. When you look at Rembrandt's drawings, he has so many hatching, cross hatching. I'm talking about his etchings and his ink drawings. they look really interesting. And that's what I'm trying to create here now as we get to almost the end of this. I'm trying to make the drawing look really interesting and alive, and making sure that it comes alive. So I'm actually using some curved hatchings because of the side of his face right there. So I'm, you know, kind of like it's almost like sculpting with your pencil. It's almost like I can put it on any point of his face and sculpt. So I'm here now and it's round. So I'm going to move in a circular motion. Boom. Right? And I know underneath here, I'm going to put hatchings in because this is where the hat attacks the face. I'm going to come around here and put even more effects. Let's put the glasses because we lost a bit of that in there, in the whole, I call it lost it in the battle when we were going with the dust, but we can always win it back, you know. And gradually it will start coming together slowly. It's the gradual way how we started. If you can play this back, which it will be available on the site, and you can practice this, and you would see, come on, this can work. It will work. I've been sketching this way for almost 25 years. I learned this from a guy called Ted Koski. He has an old book which is out of print. It's called Pencil Broad Strokes. The thing about it is he made pencil work look like painting. And I love that because I didn't want to get bogged down with detail. And I think the guy was the answer to my worries. And that's what I'm sharing with you right now. Okay, the lips, I also want to add some character to the lips. So I'm going with detail. And the bottom one, just fiddling with the little bits and pieces all around this. Now we're getting to a juicy part because we're hitting quarter to 3. So we're going to get the mechanical eraser. This is a Derwent mechanical eraser or electric eraser. It's battery powered. I have got a few refills here, which I'm going to pick one of them and put inside because the one I had is dirty. I'm going to pull that one out and put a clean one in. Make sure I cut it because I don't want it fiddling all over the place. So I'm going to cut it short, a little cut short. Yeah, cut it a little bit short. Got it in planted. And now this is the fun part. The fun part. Oh, forgot. Just bear with me. I want this to look fluffy. So I'm going to add a little bit of just some marks around this. And now let's go for the highlights. This is the icing. I call this the icing on the cake. Okay, let's go. First highlight. Woo! This is lovely. The tip of his nose. Let's just rub in his nose because, you know, he's got a really nice nose. So let's just pick on the highlight right there. Wow. Got that. Got the highlight on the nose, hopefully. And then a bit of the glasses, just a bend on the glasses just to show the effects of light. I've done that just to capture a bit. And then now, in the middle of his hat, I'm going to create texture now. This is just like this is like using white paint. But I'm going to come to the edges now and make this look really rough. I'm just playing tic-tac with this, where the light hits the hat. Just going into it, stop right there. We've got a highlight on the top of his hat there. That's good. Another, I'm using it like a pencil. Control it. Now I can use that. I can use it like hatching now. I can use this bit. I'm going to come down here and just really run this in a very fluffy way and then go to the edge and really make that look three-dimensional. You know that area there? Just a lovely bit of just pure beauty that he's got. And then under here, I'm just going to go for his mustache, make that feel alive. So I'm going into everything, bringing out the highlights now. So if someone says, what are you using for the white, please? It's an electric eraser, Derwent. I hope you can see that. Derwent, it's an amazing tool. So I first of all saw, the first time I saw this was Catherine Tyro. She wrote the book 365 sketching techniques, I think, and we were both launching an urban sketching book. And she brought out this thing, and I'm like, what is that? And she said, well, there's always a first time. So for those of you seeing it today, there's always a first time, okay? Okay, now let's go to the side of his beard and really just run this thing through because we're almost getting to the end. Okay, so really get those hairs in, some on the side. I'm just attacking this in any way. There's a light bit there and a light bit here. A bit of it envelopes and just goes round. Whoa, it's crazy. Just little lines, and sometimes I'm just taking liberties because it's just a big whole beard and it's just feeling interesting to just flow with this thing, you know? It's like driving a motorbike. You feel on top of the world. Crazy stuff. Some of you think I'm a nutter. I used to be. I've recovered. Took me meds this morning, so don't worry about that. It's the crazy side of me, yeah? Addictive. This is why I love sketching. And I tell you what, you get the book, you read about what inspires me, what drives me, the motive behind it. And this is a sketchbook where you can see 276 pages of pure sketching. No more, no less, all right? So I want you to understand what you're seeing here today. There's a reason for it. There's a genesis, how it all started, what got me captivated into sketching, and I hope it can become some use for you. Yeah. So here I'm going, getting to the side of the hat there. It's really going in, getting into it. Just fill up the beard. I want the beard to look full. Yeah. And then just put in some lines and whoa, look at that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Look at how it's coming out. You know, everything's just like it's like from the dead, it's waking up. So here we go. I'm going to put in some more highlights. Just now I'm digging into it. I really want it to feel alive. Come alive. Come alive. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. All right. So we've come to, it's like 1448. We're almost there, but just little fiddles now. Just little fiddles and little bits of nuggets, the detail. We want the hat to feel like it's woolly. So I'm going to the edges and I'm not making it neat at all. Just really fiddling with it. All right, and then the side of that line there, the highlight that goes through, and the side of his face there. Whoa, Santa's coming to life. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yo! Here we go. So I'm going to make the sides more darker now. I'm going to make it darker so it really brings out the ball here. Just really feel that ball come like pop out. Yep. And then really make the background feel really dark. Feel dark. Really get the darkness into it. Woo! 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 That's it. And then I'm going to bring in some gradual. Let's start with the sand. This kind of like this the lighter brown pencil. Let's try that. Oh, where did I put that one? I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to pick another one. Sometimes these things, they run away. That's why I always like a backup. Got one here. I'm going to sharpen it. And I'm going to fade in the background to meet it, just to meet it. So when I start from here, I'm going to make it really dark to the edges and just fade it. Don't want no lines. I want a broad stroke. Sometimes you have to practice this on a full page. Broad stroke, broad stroke, broad stroke. And then I'm going to fade it into the brown now. I'm going to start the brown from this edge, fade it into it so it all joins together, creating an interesting background. And now I want to make the background feel a little bit, just kind of like, I like to do this, like get to the sides and really make it feel energetic. All right, so you can see me going into it by the sides, just creating broad strokes on this lovely paper. Like, it responds so well. Saunders Waterford. This is, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to stand up a bit. Sorry, I'm going to block you for this one. Just really want to get into here. It's just that I want to make sure I get the top part. I know I'm blocking you, but I'll sit down. All right, got that. Just created that. Just made sure I've got that part in. And then all that's left now is just a few things. I'm avoiding all the things in the background. Just here, just creating more of that lovely bit of texture. And towards the end, you feel the beard come in. And then under here, just make it a little bit interesting. And voila, that's it. That's the end of it. I'm just going to pull the sellotape off so you can see where that would come in, and pull this to the side, and just pull this off. That's it. And all that's left now is to sign this. All right, so, woo, $1 million. Ding. All right, boom, done. I tried to finish this about 8 minutes before the end. If you have any questions, I can type in the box. But that's it. This is all I wanted to show you today. A sketch of Father Christmas. Remember, I'm just going to go back to the books again. Remember the book, first one, Addictive Sketcher. Whoa. If you haven't got this one, get it. If you're a teacher, get it for the kids in school. Make sure it's in the library, and make sure they see a living artist sketchbook, a book that is full of sketches. Just the way I approach this, no spaces. It will get people sketching again, drawing again, and loving to do this again, you know, because what's happening is most of the schools, you know, I think the drawing faded a bit, but now there is a renaissance, a resurge, a revival of drawing, of sketching, and people are appreciating representational art, and they're loving it, and they're buying it. And yes, I hope it came in handy. And if you've got any questions, I will be ready to put in any answers. But I will end this just in time for the next thing to come on. I'm checking my time on my phone here. It's 14:53. Oh, someone says great demo. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to like that. Thanks. Great demo. Thanks. Thanks. I'm liking all your comments. Thanks, Sandra. Ah, and thanks for getting the book. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Just trying my best to like all the comments that have come in. And Powell, yes, thank you. A lot of the people I've known for years have come in to watch this, and I think it's been an experience. So to wrap it up, I'm gonna blow the whistle, and I'm gonna wish you all a Merry Christmas. You know, just because the year is almost winding up. Okay, so that's it. Merry Christmas. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you come back stronger next year, where we're gonna defeat the corona.